Hershie, I regard you as a goat. So we're going to, not an old goat, just the greatest of all time. So we're going to play a little game called GOATED, where I'm going to pull a card here. And whatever the subject may be, I'm going to need you to give me the goat of that subject. Do you understand?
But in saying that, if you call me the goat, do I need to sport the goatee?
Yeah, you need a goatee. I'd love to see you with a goatee.
Unfortunately, my hair doesn't grow in quick enough and thick enough for a goatee. So
I know it doesn't.
But I appreciate your kind words.
On the face, you know.
I appreciate your kind words nonetheless.
Okay, well, let me start. I'm going to pull a card and then give you the subject, and then you give me the goat.
I'll look forward to
ready?
that. In anticipation.
Ooh, goated rugby player or cricket player. So for you,
goated rugby player.
I would like you to pick both because you do know both sports. So obviously you will know the cricket pretty easily, but I'd like you to do both.
My goated rugby player would definitely be Hendrik Ignatius Botha, more commonly known around the world as Nas Botha, former Springbok captain. Unbelievable player from another planet. Played his rugby mainly at the Bulls and also at Celta Vigo.
In Italy, yeah.
And
also
he had a little stint in American football for the Dallas Cowboys, I think it was. And when he still had those long blonde locks.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, that is the rugby part of the question.
But obviously, when you were at school playing rugby, he must have been in his prime then, or had he just retired? So, he must have been one of your heroes then.
No, definitely. I went to the good old faithful Newlands rugby ground to go and watch him many a time beat Province on his own.
Yeah.
But, so he was a very special talent. The other guy I always loved was also Christian Cullen. And you will know Christian Cullen. I'm sure you played against him as well. But those are the rugby part of the question. The cricketer, for me, was one Vivian Alexander Richards. You know, the master blaster.
Okay.
King Viv, as they say, you know.
Yeah.
And Viv Richards, for me, was just the epitome of aura. He's just, I wouldn't say arrogance, you know, that lot of self-belief and facing the quickest bowlers in the world without a helmet. Just said enough about him, you know, that he was the king.
No, that's two very good options. Let's give you a go there. Why don't you pick a card and then
I'm going to pick a card.
See if I can.
Let's have a look.
Right here.
Oh, this one should be music to the ears. Your goated musician. It says here in brackets SA.
SA.
Because local is like that. So we're going to go with...
We got a lot of great South African musicians. I think my favorites, Prime Circle, Just Ginger, Art Matthews, obviously part of Just Ginger. Probably my two favorites. And if I had to go to the South African ones, those would be my two. But
what about the old faithful of Johnny Clegg and Savuka?
Well, that's it. I mean, that's probably just before... my time, but I think Johnny Clegg, amazing. Even our Afrikaans singers are very underrated in South Africa. Well, throughout South Africa, I know the Afrikaans fraternity follow them very, very closely. But Francois van Cooke is amazing. Kurt Darren does wonderful things.
Very thirsty guy. That's why his surname was Van Cooke.
Yeah. And I think Kurt Darren's obviously very good. And then for me, I think that one of the most talented guys in South Africa, he's a different character, but Jack Parra, I just think just his lyrics and what he puts together, I think he's amazing. So there's a lot of goats here in South Africa. And I think a guy I actually went to school with, he moved to America and was part of a band called Seether. So they were really successful in America. So lots of good South
Lots of goats,
musicians,
correct. And local is lekker. And those for the more mature audience, after Sunday's church, you can always switch on to Ladysmith, Black Mambazo. Bit more tempo, bit more fine-tuned, bit of waltz, whatever it might be. And I think, those for me are the all-time goats.
No, and I mean, we can go on. I mean, I'm trying to rack my brain now for a few other ones, but the Parlotones.
Push me to the floor.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to think of them all now, but there's just so many that I'm battling to get them.
We
all.
could
So,
go on. We could go on
it's
forever.
amazing. We don't often think of South Africa as musicians, but we've got wonderful musicians that are all goated.
And the latest one, the superstar, is Tyler.
It's correct.
With the
Grammy
song
Award.
of water. Also a very thirsty person.
Yeah.
She just sang about water. Anyway, that wraps up this one. So it's your
Okay,
turn
my
now.
turn, okay.
Your turn to pull another card, sir. Another trick out the hat.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be an easy one. I know the answer already. The GOATED 10-bet game.
Oh, I think that would have to be Aviator.
That's correct.
Simply because it's your style of sunglass. And you love a pair of aviators. But the game itself is fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing, the game. The minimum bet, R1, and you can stand a chance to win up to 7.5 million rand. I mean,
South
come
African
on.
rant.
There's no better game in the world.
That's why even Tom Cruise used to wear the aviators. I mean,
And
there's
fly
no better
planes,
game
yeah.
in the world.
All right. Well, that was easy.
That was.
Give me an easy one then.
Let's try another one. Let's see what goes.
Make it easier.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can't
Oh,
pick
sorry
two,
about
but
that.
we'll pick
Sorry about that, audience. The GOATED movie. Oh. Now this set to cat amongst the pigeons. GOATED movie.
Yeah, for me, I like a comedy. So,
Trusting to say that. Yeah.
oh yeah, and my favorite movie is Old School. So I don't know if you've watched it before.
I
Hershey.
thought he would say old school. Is that the name of it?
That's the movie.
Okay.
It's called Old School.
All right.
Yeah.
I also like the old school movies, but not my favorite all-time movie is Gladiator.
Okay. Nice.
2000, Russell Crowe
Yeah.
took on the world, beat the odds. They couldn't kill him, and eventually he's slain the king.
No,
You know?
I think that's a great choice.
All-time-
I think,
all-time
probably
classic.
It must be up there as one of the best or most watched movies. I would say Gladiator. So yeah, that's a good choice.
And
But
also the Rocky series.
Okay. Yeah,
Eye of a
like
Tiger.
Rocky, eh?
You got to sharpen the tooth. Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, those are classics, especially the.
Well, you're definitely not one of our go-to musicians. That's
No,
for
clearly
sure.
not. No, I'll leave those for the real ones. But man, what a great series too. Rocky Balboa.
No, you're right. And again, like when we were talking about the musicians, so many good movies that are around, and so that's quite a tough one to choose. But yeah, I'm going to stick with my Will Ferrell. Quite fancy him and all his movies. So, but for me, Old School is his one.
Well, and being a rugby player, Invictus has to be up there as well.
It's also good. Good.
Morgan Freeman portrayed Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela in an absolute classic.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
your turn, sir.
Let's go. Let's go and make it a hard one, man. Oh, GOATED. Well, sticking to the whole Hollywood theme, the GOATED actor or actress. You definitely fancy a couple of actresses.
Back in the day, geez, the actresses, I think Demi Moore was clearly unbelievable in the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze.
Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. Remember you told me you liked her.
Truth, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to like there? There was so much to like. And then obviously Action Man in the 90s. Obviously, there was quite a few. There was Dolph Lundgren, Steven Seagal, obviously Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's obviously Jackie Chan. He wasn't that old just then. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Terminator 2. That brings me to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Judgment Day. We will all face that day one day, won't we?
I think you're in trouble on that.
Well, I'll go left. You can go right. That's fine.
I mentioned Will Ferrell. I absolutely love him, but I also enjoy Ryan Reynolds. I think he's great, and he's got a great sense of humor and pretty dry. And so for me, those two are my two favorites.
When you were talking about Old School, the movie earlier, but one of my favorite comedies as well, from also yesteryear. It went by the name of, called See No Evil, Hear No Evil, with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Was it like a slapstick
It was
comedy? or what?
unbelievable. You should have a look at it.
Okay, I'll
You know?
look out for it.
But
Is it in black and white when you were young?
it was,
Is it
no,
black
it was
and white
color. It
movie?
was still color. But
okay.
yeah, Richard Pryor, I'm afraid, was just sensational.
Okay, now I'll look
So-
out for that one.
Yeah. And the
Okay.
last one is me, sir. They saved the best. We're sticking with the box of TV. The GOATED SA TV series.
Oof.
TV series, GOATED South African TV series.
You're going to help me. Yeah, Hershey. I mean, obviously, I remember Igoli. I don't know.
The place of gold.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
what else
become
has
the
been
place of
going now.
potholes these days.
Yeah.
Not a great scene, but anyway, so nonetheless, I think I used to like Faith Stare.
5-star.
Yes, this was before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faith Stare used to be like a little Afrikaans criminal series.
Okay.
And Faith Stare. Let's see, what else? I think wow.
What
this
was
is now going back.
KTV? What was KTV? Was that a South African thing or
There was also a series called Nommer Asseblief.
Nommer Asseblief?
Yeah.
Or was that like Boer Soeke Vrou?
Something like that. But yeah.
See, I must say, I don't watch a lot of TV, so
I'm just gonna move the mic.
especially you're getting excited there.
Exactly.
With the Boer Soeke Vrou.
I'm just trying to kick the memory in shape there, but I can't remember all this.
Yeah,
I used to watch.
I think both of us probably out in the garden playing instead of watching all the
Correct. Where we
TV
should be.
series, yeah.
Where we should be.
So
Not on the iPads, not on the computers, in the garden, kicking the ball or hitting the ball, breaking windows.
like I'm going to do to you just now when you bowled to me.
Oh, wonderful.
So actually, it looks like all the cards are finished, man. So the GOATED game is unfortunately finished for now, but maybe we can play it again.
I think so too. And but then again, I've got one last card.
Oh, yeah?
Seeing that the game is not done yet. I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd make you present to you this little card here. What a specimen, a fine specimen, and what an ambassador for 10-bet. Always wearing the number 10 with pride. Look at that.
I thought it was
What's
going to
there
be one
not
of
to
Nas.
love?
I thought you were going to give one.
So
to
this
me
is
of
for
Nas.
you, sir.
That's lovely, man.
I should have
Thanks.
brought one rose.
That's very nice, man. I just want to check my stats here. I think the PAC stands for pace. So 87, I would absolutely take that.
Well, look, I mean, coming from a quota, it's not a player of colour, PAC, but anyway.
Well, it's such a coincidence, Hershey,
Yeah.
that you had this card made for me. And I'm surprised that I didn't bump into you at the card making shop because I have a surprise for you.
Oh, geez, okay.
Also, another goat.
Wow.
Well, I'm pretty happy with this because I think you're going to bowl to me just now and you get a 10 out of 100.
Oh, thank you. I like that. Gee, you need to tighten up around the eyes a little bit.
But look, when you next time you have one made for me, can you just ask the guys to Photoshop that photo a little bit more?
This is stunning.
There's more than one chin here, and it's not good.
Wow. If we carry on brying at lunchtime, it's going to be 3 in not too long.
Maybe I must shave my head like you because you look nice and skinny, man.
Wow, sometimes. As long as the teeth's in order.
Thanks so much for this. It's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll put this up in the
bedroom.
bar. Yeah, in the bar. Thank you. I thank thee.
Okay.
I thank thee.
Yeah, so actually I love all the GOATED cards. So I thought for 10 bets, I would get them another GOATED card made for their best game. And that is the game that we both quite fancy, is the Aviator.
Okay.
Like you always mention, because you like the Aviator sunglasses, it has nothing to do with sunglasses, Hershey.
Is it? Okay.
It's an aeroplane game where you have to land the aeroplane in time before you run out of cash or your time runs out. So if you look at the stats here, it's quite an amazing stat. Hershey, all you need is R1. That's
One South African raunchy.
R1 is your minimum bet.
Yeah.
And you can stand a chance to win 7.5 million rand. So, I mean, those odds are well, the increase in your bet is quite phenomenal. So,
Jeez.
I mean,
You need the magic touch, the golden touch for that.
That's why the Aviator is the GOAT, and that's why I had this card made for
Wonderful.
for 10 bet.
Wonderful. But in saying that as well, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we also can bet in cryptocurrency. All you need to do is go to 10bet.co.za and get cracking let the fingers do the walking, etc., and hopefully you'll end up winning. So remember that. Crypto, currency, why not? 10 bet.